Hey guys, I told you I would update you on what I was doing for the craft fair, and I'm taking a little break from what I'm doing, so I thought I'd make a video. I had a couple questions on in the comments and in a couple messages from a few people about display boards and how I make the badge pulls. It's pretty simple to make the badge pulls. I work at an office supply store, so I have to wear one of these all the time on my belt. And they're just simple pulls. I don't know if you heard me because of the crackling plastic, but they're simple pulls, and you put them on a belt loop, or you can attach them to a pocket, and they have the ID badge thing, and you pull them out, whatever. But what I do is I just glue the piece to this here. I probably have a couple in my thing. I keep all my stuff in a briefcase because it's just easier to carry around that way. Let's see here. Magnet bag. Big pendants. Randomness. Zipper pulls. Alright, maybe I don't. I know I have one in my box though, because I have to re-glaze them because I bought some glaze on clearance at Michael's, and it was like spray glaze. But it was for decoupage stuff, and it says it would stick to like anything, but apparently it doesn't like resin. I know I have one in here. I just put it in here the other day. I could have swore I did, unless it's on my stuff. I don't know. I lost it. But anyway, you would just take a piece, like say this one. And you'd put glue on this piece here. And then you would take the back of this piece, obviously, and glue it to this. And, they don't have to be really big. But this piece dangles down from the bottom. And how I glaze them is, this would obviously be attached, but how I glaze them is I pull this piece out so that the cord's out, and I put it on the back like this because you really don't want to get, sorry it's blurry, but you really don't want to get paint or glaze or anything or glue on where the cord comes out, because it's not going to pull out, obviously, because some people need to pull it out to swipe their key cards in, like, doctors' offices and stuff like that. So I pull this out, and I take painter's tape, and I tape around the whole outside under whatever you glued it to. Just so it doesn't get on the mechanism itself. And then I wrap the whole back in painter's tape, and I kind of make a flat surface so I can set it like this outside somewhere, and I just spray glaze it like you'd normally glaze anything if you use spray glaze. I normally dip all my stuff, but magnets and rings and stuff like that are hard to dip gloss or glaze. So I bought this one at Crafts Direct the other day, and I'm gonna try this clear glaze. It's just clear gloss spray paint, but I'll show you what it kind of does. I don't know if it's gonna zoom in or not, but let's see. Some of these it shows up really bad, like this one. You can kind of see it in the glare, like there's scratches all over it, and it made a nice finish and they looked really nice, but then I put them in my Ziploc bag and threw them in my briefcase to take them to the craft show. Before I just bought this. I was using a cookie sheet. This is a magnetic whiteboard that I got at work, but you can't really see it on this one, but like if you were in person, it's got like scratches all over it from where the other pieces would go like this or whatever, and it shows up really bad. So I don't want to sell a subpar product that has stuff all over it, so I'm gonna reglaze these. But yeah, I have to reglaze all of this because this is what I glazed for the last show. But I have more to glaze or spray glaze, so it's not a big deal. But that's what's up with that. And if you have questions about the badge pulls, roughly, I think I work at Office Depot, so I get a 10% discount. But on mine. But they're roughly, for, I think it's 12 of them in this bag. Yeah, there's 12 in here. And they're like, you know, $13.99 or something like that. So, you know, it's a little more than $1 for each one. But, you know, I was selling them at the first show I did for $7.25, and that's just a little bit on top of cost of materials. I maybe made 50 cents a piece, but I wanted to see how they were going to sell. I only made 12 of them. Maybe 6 of them sold, but a lot of people there weren't looking for, you know, crafty items. They were looking for garage sale deals. So, you know, I'm hoping they sell better. My cousin is a nurse, so she's gonna lend me one of her uniforms, and I'm gonna hang it up in the canopy that I bought for the show. So, moving on. I'm working on a call board for my brother. He just moved out, and he wanted a Batman themed one. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm gonna get it laminated at work. And he told me what he wanted, so I just printed and drew out some stuff. The Batcave is gonna be his room. Wayne Manor is gonna be if he's in the apartment building, you know, doing laundry or something like that, taking out garbage. He's just around. If he's in the Batcave, he doesn't really want to be bothered. Gotham City is if he's out in town with friends or grocery shopping or whatever. Arkham Asylum is going to be up here. I'm drawing that right now. And that's going to be class. And then over here is going to be like the bat suit, which is, you know, Batman's uniform. So he's going to be at work. And he has 2 jobs, but he didn't want separate ones for that. And we just put a lot of stuff on clearance at work. So I bought these magnetic business card things that are adhesive on one side. So I'm just going to cut them in half and, you know, put half of it here. And this is what he's going to move around, you know, to show where he is. I can show you Arkham City because I'm working on it right now. He wanted a specific scene from, like, The Dark Knight for the bat suit, so he's going to email me that one. But this is what Arkham City looks like right now. Or Arkham Asylum. Arkham City's a video game. What's wrong with me? But that's what this is right now. And I have to, you know, Sharpie it up and everything, and make a label for it. Alright, display boards. I finished them. And all I did was I watched a tutorial, and it was like a nail polish one. You know, they put, let's see. This is the top. But they put, you know, like a rim on all of these, and I didn't want it to obstruct the piece at all, so I didn't put, you know, the thing here like you would on a spice rack or any type of rack so the bottle or whatever doesn't fall out. I'm going to, let's see, you might be able to see them over there by the plant. But I just bought like little easels, and they have little metal things that come up right here and right here. And I'm just going to set them up at an angle and hope the wind doesn't get too bad. We are under a canopy, so, you know, hopefully nothing goes too crazy. But, you know, what I did though was I took, this is 1/2-inch foam core board, and I don't have any left over. I'd show you. They only had white, so I bought fabric, and I just wrapped it in fabric. And then I bought black 3/16 foam core and cut it apart. And if you do ever use foam core, use something really sharp to cut it, or they'll be jagged, really jagged edges. I put a new blade in a box cutter to cut it. I didn't use an X-Acto knife because I only have one blade for my X-Acto knife, and I borrowed it to my brother for pewter figures to just, you know, shave off pieces, and mine's really dull right now, so I didn't want to go that route. But what I did was I stuck they're called T-pins, and I'll get up and show you some, but I stuck, you know, one every few inches, and then I put you know, it stuck right through this, so, you know, they do come up if I ever did want to move them. But I put duct tape on the back so that the pins would come out, and I ran out of my penguin duct tape, so I used some of my glow-in-the-dark Batman one, but it isn't sticking really well to the fabric like this is Duck brand and then this is Scotch brand. I wasn't intending on using it for this, but I ran out, you know, just on that last row on this one. And I think if you guys really do want a tutorial, I can show you how I did it, but if you would look up like foam core nail polish rack or something like that, I'm sure that something, you know, really similar would pop up. And this one looks the same. I just used all penguin duct tape on this one. Let's see. I'll go get T-pins and show you what they look like. You put them in walls to like hang pictures. Here we go. They look like this. If you can see them through the plastic. But you just, instead of nails, you put them in walls to hang light pictures. I baked cookies today too. My parents aren't around, so I kind of have the run of the house. So that's why I have stuff all over right now. But that's what's going on. Once I get some stuff glazed, and I'll let you guys know how that glaze works. I'm going to pour a little bit more tonight because I want to finish up some of the, I have 4 more blood slides that I made that don't have a back on them yet. Because when I put the dye in halfway through, it doesn't dissipate. So it's still sticky on the back because the dye isn't set all the way. So I'm going to put another layer on there. Because after it kind of dries and gets sticky, it doesn't, when you put another layer of resin on it, it doesn't mix with that one unless you know, scrape it and mix it. So that's about it. I'm going to continue with my day of working because it's my weekend off, so I want to get a lot of stuff done. I have to practice putting up my canopy because I tried that yesterday. My mom and I did, and that was a disaster. It says you need 2 people, and it says it goes up in 3 minutes. It does not go up in 3 minutes, and it takes more than 2 people. So we got to practice putting that up because we don't want to look like 2 idiots in the middle of the craft fair trying to put this thing up. But that's about it. I'll let you guys know if anything else, you know, important arises. But guess that's it for now. Bye.